Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we start with today's video, I would like to thank you for providing your support and liking my videos on animated series of Git, DevOps, cloud computing, configuration management and many other videos. I would like you to continue provide your support because it motivates me to create such videos and improve my content. So now let's move back to the purpose of this video. If you are someone who are looking to get Microsoft Azure Data Fundamentals certificate, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to basically walk you through as how to register for the DP900 virtual training organized by Microsoft with no cost. And once you have attended that training, it gives you the free voucher for DP900 exam. Also, I'm going to walk you through the preparation plan for DP900. So let's stay tuned and let's get started with this video. Let me walk you through a small presentation where I would basically help you to understand how to register for the DP900 exam, what are the important topics exam will test you, preparation plan and some of the important topics you should focus before you attend for the exam. So the first one is how to register for DP900 exam. All you need to do is type Microsoft Virtual Training Days in your browser and hit enter. Once you hit the enter, it takes you to the Microsoft Virtual Training website where it basically has list of trainings organized on a particular day at a particular time. All you need to do is register yourself for the data fundamentals at your convenient time. Once you have registered, you would receive an email from the Microsoft Virtual Training stating thank you for registering and a Zoom link will be provided to attend this training. Once the training has been attended, within 5 to 7 days, you will receive a mail from the Microsoft Virtual Training claiming the voucher for DP900. So this is how you get the free voucher once you have attended this virtual training. All you need to do is claim that voucher and register yourself for the exam at your convenient time. The validity for that voucher is 90 days. So within 90 days, you need to make yourself prepare for this DP900 exam, and I guess which is very sufficient. I took around 48 to 72 hours for myself to prepare for this exam. If you know the data concepts, what is relational data, what is non-relational data, and basic SQL. So moving to the next is what exam will test you on. So the syllabus here consists of the core data concepts, which is 15 to 20% of weightage in the exam. Next is how to work with a relational data, which is again 25 to 30% in exam weightage. How to work with a non-relational data on Azure, which is again 25 to 30% weightage in the exam. And the last is analytics workload, uh, which is 25 to 30% of weightage in the exam. Now, you might have a question, okay, I attended the virtual training and I know what topics I need to prepare for the exam. Now, how should I prepare and what training material I should use to prepare myself for this exam? Don't worry, the Microsoft offers the free training material for this exam. All you need to do is access the URL shown on the screen, which I will be pasting in my video description, and start yourself preparing for DP900. Doesn't it sounds to be great that you have a training material verified by Microsoft absolutely free? Moving to the next is there are other great sources available on the internet. One of them is Udemy, which is a paid course all you need to do is register yourself for the Scott Diffie course and start preparing yourself. This course will also have the practice test which will help you to prepare yourself for the exam and will give you an idea of that how the exam looks like. I mean the pattern of the exam. Another good source is YouTube. There are plenty of videos available on YouTube which will help you to prepare yourself for DP 900. Doesn't seems to be very exciting that you're learning the new technology at no cost. Moving to the next important topic here is what are the important topics you should focus on before you appear or sit for the exam. The first one is types of data, which is held by Azure. For the number one is structured data. Second is semi-structured data, which can be in the form of JSON file. The third is unstructured data, which is your video file or your audio file. The next important concept here is to understand what is OLAP and what is OLTP. As the name suggests, AP, which is nothing but online analytical processing, which is used by data analytics and business users to query the data and get a bigger picture of the information held in database, which can be used to analyze later on. The next is OLTP, which is nothing but online transaction processing. The simple example is movement of money between the savings and checking account. When we talk about transactional data, it has it can be your account related data, it can be the transactions related data, and many other data it can hold. Then moving to the next is, now we have understood we have a data, we have analytical data, we have transaction related data. How should we now process this data? So we have basically two types of processing. One is batch processing, where you process the data in the groups and batches at per your convenient time. The second is the stream processing data, which is a real time data. Moving to the next important topic is analytics techniques. So we have basically four types of techniques here, and I encounter one or two questions in exam on this. So you need to understand what is descriptive. As the name suggests, what is happened in the past when I'm examining this data. Moving to the next one is perspective. What action should I take in order to make this data readable and get some outcome? Moving to the third is predictive. What will happen if I perform this action on the data? And the last one is diagnostic. That means what has happened or why something has happened in the past to the data which I am examining it. Moving to the next important topic you need to focus on is the different types of fact schema related to data warehousing. The first one we have is the star join schema. In this, you have one fact table and number of dimension tables associated to it. I would basically term one to many relationship. The next one we have a snowflake, where you have one fact table and many dimensional tables are surrounded to it. You can see the picture of that in the below. The last one we have is galaxy fact schema. In that you have two fact table and different dimension tables are surrounded by those fact table. Moving to the next important topic to be focused here is ETL versus ELT, which is extract, transform, and load. What is extract referring to? So basically, extract refers to the process of retrieving a raw data from an unstructured data pool. It can be a flat file, it can be a JSON file, etc. Moving to the next is transform. The transform refers to the process of restructuring and massaging and enriching the raw data so that it can be get loaded into a presentation table and it can be in a readable format. The last one is load. Once you have enrich the data, now you need to load somewhere, and that's what this loading does. It basically loads your structured data into the data storage system that can be used by BI tools such as Tableau, Looker, etc. The main difference you should remember here is that in ELT method, once the data is loaded, the transformation happens at the target server, which can be your Spark database, Spark system, which reads the data from an Azure data lake and then transforms it into a readable format. You can see the picture in the slide here. Moving to the next is important topic you should understand from the exam point of view is what kind of development tools we have integrated with the Microsoft Azure. So the first one we have is Visual Studio, Visual Studio Code, Azure Data Studio, SQL Server Management Studio, and SQL Server Data Tools. There would be one or two questions on in the exam which will basically focus on these development tools. The other important concept is how can we access the Azure. So we can use the PowerShell, the Azure CLI, which is command line interface, and the last one important, there would be a definitely question in the exam, how can you connect to an Azure SQL through command line. So you have something tool called as SQL CMD command. Moving to the next important topic, and you would have two or three questions in the exam on this, is Power BI. What are the main elements Power BI consists of? So the first one here is Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, and the last one is Power BI Mobile. What are the building blocks of this Power BI? So the first one is virtualization, which is a virtual representation of the data. Moving to the next one, we have data sets. It's nothing but the collection of data which is used by Power BI to create the virtualization. The another important concept here is reports. Report is nothing but a collection of visuals from the data sets, which can be a one page report or multiple pages report. And dashboard is nothing but a data presented in the form of visual from the report. How does my system looks like when I view that dashboard in the morning? And the last one is tiles, which is nothing but a single virtualization on a report. Moving to the next important topic here is what is Polybase. As the name suggests, Polybase is nothing but a tool which is used to query a data from outside files stored either in Azure Blob Storage or Azure Data Lake Store. So there would be definitely one question in the exam on Polybase. Moving to the next important concept here is Azure Data Bricks. What is Azure Data Bricks? It's nothing but an Apache Spark environment running on Azure to provide the big data processing, streaming, and machine learning data. The next important analytic engine provided by the Azure is Azure Synapse Analytics. Basically, this analytic engine is used to process the large amount of data in a faster way. as soon as possible so that you can use this data for the exam. Now you need to practice it. So where can you practice DP 900 exam? All you need to do is enroll yourself to a Udemy course and get yourself practice with the questions to know how the actual exam will look like. So when you enroll yourself for the practice test, you get the 5 practice sets. In that, each practice set consists of 40 questions, which will help you to prepare yourself for the exam and will give you confidence before you sit in the exam. I wish you all the best for DP 900 exam, and please do comment if this video has helped yourself to prepare for the exam. I hope this video was helpful and gave you an insight of how to prepare for DP 900 certificate. I wish you all the best. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and click on the notification bell to receive an alert as soon as any videos related to DevOps or cloud computing or any certificate videos and preparation plan for those certificates have been uploaded on my YouTube channel. Until then, take care, bye bye, and stay safe. Bye.